says I'm live. Okay. Hopefully everybody can hear me. I've reset this up a little bit. So, oh, nice. Okay, good. That's good to see. Looks like we got quite a few people that decided to join. That's awesome. Thanks, everyone. Sound is good. Nice. Okay. Looks like I got this figured out. I was having some issues on the last attempt because this is my first attempt. Well, now take two of a live stream, and I wasn't quite doing it correctly. So I had to get a friend of mine to come over and give me a hand to get this set up right. So we've kind of changed the background a little bit. Let me turn this just a hair for a better production value. Hopefully that works. Okay. Oh, wow. Look at people from all over. Hello from England. Nice. All right. Well, thanks everybody for taking time out of your day to join me. I appreciate it. My name is Nick Rinn, and I wanted to just do a little introduction about myself and put some information out there about me and my channel. I think I'm going to start using my channel a little bit more now that I have a little more time that I can allocate towards it. So that's kind of the reason for doing this. I noticed yesterday after posting a video that I got a few more subscribers in a short amount of time. So I want to thank everybody for doing that. That's awesome. I appreciate you doing that. And hopefully I can give you some useful information and have some good conversations. Later on in this live stream, I will answer some questions, or if you guys have anything you'd like me to talk about after going through this introduction and knowing what my background is, feel free to reach out. Some questions I may not be able to answer, and if I can't, then no big deal. I just won't. And if I can, I will do my best to answer your questions for you. So again, thanks for joining me. So again, I'm Nick Rinn. I live in Central Oregon, in Bend, Oregon. For those of you that have never been here, it's an awesome place to live. It's an awesome place to visit. So if you ever get the chance, you should come check it out. It's pretty awesome. I've lived here most of my life, at least over 35 years. And it's awesome place to live. I've lived in several places in the country growing up and in the military, and it's pretty hard to beat Oregon, especially Central Oregon. So yeah, I love it here. It's awesome. So let's see what else. Where can I start? I did some of this earlier on in my first attempt, but I'm just going to go back through the whole thing for you. For those of you that haven't caught the first one, I'll try to get you caught up. So most of you know me from my former job, which was a search and recovery diver, underwater investigator. Prior to that, I was an electrician. I've been a licensed electrician, been in for 26 years, maybe 27 now. It's been a long time. I started that right when I got out of the Army in 1996 is when I started the apprenticeship. That was also the same year that I joined the National Guard when I returned from being stationed in Georgia for a couple of years. So I started doing that. I've done a lot of construction here in Central Oregon in the electrical industry, and specialized in custom homes for a while, did commercial work. I've wired all kinds of different places. I've been a maintenance electrician. I've been a facilities manager, all because of my background in electrical. Recently, I would say, I don't remember, maybe 4 months ago, I passed my Oregon General Supervising Electrician license. That, for those of you who don't know, most states call that a master electrician, and that's basically the equivalent to an electrical engineer. So If you guys ever have any electrical questions, feel free to ask me about those too. I know it's kind of boring stuff, but you'd be surprised how much how often I get asked questions about basic electrical stuff. So that's kind of my background of what my main occupation was prior to doing the search team stuff. Also, in National Guard, I was a combat engineer, and I was stationed in Georgia when I was active duty, and then I did the National Guard stint here in Central Oregon, and I spent 9 years in that, so a total of 11 years in the military. Also, let's see what else. I am a musician of sorts, kind of like barely know how to play the guitar, barely know how to play the banjo, just started learning how to play the ukulele. And I've played in several bands throughout the years growing up, and some country, rock and roll, mainly kind of heavier metal type stuff. There are some videos on my page, and I'll talk about that here in a minute. I also am a scuba diver who has worked my way up to the ranks of master scuba diver trainer, which is my newest. In fact, I just got my certificate in the mail not too long ago. So that is my official rank in the scuba diving world. And so basically a glorified scuba instructor. So if anybody ever is in the Central Oregon area and wants to learn how to scuba dive or continue your education on any of the following courses that you can take after that, feel free to reach out. I do that in my spare time. And I also, because of that, I am a licensed Oregon guide / charter. I guide and teach classes off of a boat. I have a pontoon boat that I take to the local lakes and do classes either off the boat or just guide certified divers for fun and show you around some of the local lakes that we dive here in Oregon. So that's kind of a background, short background on me and kind of what I did prior to most of you learning who I was from probably seeing me on YouTube or on the news. So anyway, I just wanted to get you guys caught up onto kind of a little bit of my history. Now let's talk a little bit about my YouTube channel. That I haven't been very active on it. I've done a few videos and I'll talk about them here in a second and kind of what the story behind them. And that's what I kind of wanted to talk to you guys about. But before I get into the videos, on that note, speaking of videos, I want to introduce you guys to somebody. Some of you may have already met this person and some of you may have not. But I want to bring him in here right now and do a quick introduction. So, hey, Josh, come on in. This is my buddy. Oh, yeah, he's got a chair. Come on, have a seat. This is my buddy, Josh Cantu.
Hi, everybody.
And former coworker.
Nice.
So thanks for coming over and helping me get this set up and improving my production value.
Part 2. I don't know if you saw the picture we took, but it was a little better than his first thumbnail.
Right. So anyway, thanks for coming over. And so I just wanted to introduce Josh and tell you that speaking of videos and YouTube, if you haven't yet done so, please go over to Josh Cantu's YouTube page and subscribe and check out his videos. He's got a great library of videos. He did a lot of behind the scenes stuff for the search team. Yeah. And there is some others that will be coming out that I know for a fact have some good footage because I was with Josh when we filmed some.
We have a cool horse riding one.
Horseback riding one.
Yeah.
We've got one that takes place in downtown Chicago, Illinois, in Chinatown. That was a pretty good one.
That's
so
a great one.
Yeah, that'll be a fun one. So there's a couple others I'm sure that I wasn't a part of and some that I forget. But anyway, there's some more out there that will be done in the up and coming weeks.
I like that we're matching, man.
I know. We didn't plan that. It just happened to be that way. And this isn't a plain white shirt. Mine actually has a Patty logo on the back, and his got his Juke Motion Picture logo. Cool. So that's kind of cool. So anyway,
keep doing your thing. If you need me to.
Yeah, no, go ahead. Okay, I'll just keep talking here. Yeah. So let's talk about some of the videos that I have on the channel. I just want to skim real quick and see if I can read. Yellow is the best. Good to see. Nice. Okay. Again, like I said, I appreciate all your comments. They're going by pretty fast. Here in a little bit, I will try to read them more. And if you guys want to ask some questions, feel free to reach out and we'll try to answer those, or I'll try to answer those for you.
Yeah, I'll go monitor that. If you need me, call me.
Okay, sounds good. Thanks, Josh. So anyway, back to the videos. If you look on my channel, there's only a few videos, and I haven't done a lot. This isn't professional stuff, but I at one time, it was a hobby of mine to learn how to edit and make short films. And I really liked the idea of making music videos because as a musician, that's kind of just like everybody wants to be in a music video. Well, nowadays with technologies, you can make your own music videos. The only thing you have to do is write the music, record it, and then film and produce the music video. So on my channel, I have 3 music videos. One is for an artist that goes by the name of The Dirtball. His name's Dave Alexander. Some of you might have heard of him before. He is more of a hip hop artist / rapper. He was also part of the Cottonmouth Kings for quite a while. And several years ago, he wrote a song about a time in his life right out of high school where he worked in Sweden. He went over there for like kind of a summer exchange student kind of thing. And when he was over there, he got a job working at a local cemetery in the town of Mora, Sweden. And cemetery in Sweden, I guess, is, I think, pronounced Kyrkogården. So he wrote this song called Mora Kyrkogården. And there's a video you can check out on my page. That's probably one of my favorite videos that I've made, just because it was a huge production. And it took us about a month to build the set and then 2 days to film the video. And then, of course, the post-production happened after that. So if you haven't checked out that video, please do so and comment and share that with your friends if you like that. Subscribe to the Dirtball. He's got a YouTube page too. You guys might like his music. He's probably one of my favorite hip hop artists that there are. And yeah, so anyway, real quick on that. When you watch that video, you'll see the what looks to be a crematorium. And a lot of people have asked, how did you get access to an actual crematorium for that video? And it is actually all a prop. I spent 30 days building that years ago. My old boss that owned when I was still working in the electrical field, he had a kind of a vacant shop with a bunch of scrap sheet metal and wood and stuff. So we took what we had and kind of threw that together over the course of a month in our off time to get the set ready so we could film the video. So anyway, check that out. Let me know what you think. The other 2 videos, real quick, I just want to read through some of these comments. Thanks for checking out. Wow, we got over 1,300 people watching. Geez, that's pretty crazy. Thanks, you guys, for watching. Hopefully this is entertaining for you, or at least gives you some information about me and my channel. And I'll also talk about kind of what I plan to do moving forward with the channel. And this is kind of just a hobby thing for now, and a way to keep ideas rolling and kind of stay up on current events and that kind of thing. And so I'm also behind the scenes working on planning some other stuff. And at some point, hopefully I can tell you about that. But as of right now, I just want to focus on this and let you guys kind of tell me what you like, what you don't like, what you want me to talk about, what kind of videos you want to see. Because if you start going through my library, they're kind of all over the place. I'll talk about the 2 other music videos real quick, and then I'll go on to some other ones. So the 2 other music videos that I have on my page are from the band Pine Lane, which is a country band that I played in we were together almost a decade. And we did 2 videos, and we wrote and produced those videos ourselves. And so one is called Red Dawn. And that was written about an old hunting Suburban that I used to have that I named Red Dawn. And the song is wrote about the Suburban and the movie. If you haven't seen the movie Red Dawn, you're missing out. It's a classic. I know most of you that are around my age, guaranteed you've seen it. It's an old Charlie Sheen and Patrick Swayze classic. But if you haven't seen it, you should check that out. There's 2 versions of it. They're both good, but I recommend the original. So check that out. And also check out the video. Let me know what you think. That was a fun. I think we spent 2 days camping up at a mountain out east of town here called Pine Mountain. That's where we filmed most of the parts that you'll see in that video. So I hope you like that. Then the last one we did also in the band Pine Lane is called Salad Bar. And that's kind of a silly comedy. I don't know what we were thinking when we wrote that song, but it's basically wrote about the Izzy's Salad Bar. And we were hungry one day and craved a salad bar. So we decided to write a song about it. And then eventually I made a video, and that one's probably the newest. That was only done about 3 years ago. That's probably one of my most recent videos. So let me know what you think of that. Hopefully you like it and it gives you a good laugh. So let's talk about some other videos on my page. I've got one that is called Snakes on a Plane. So if you get a chance, I think it's about 38 minutes long. Check that out if you like kind of the outdoorsy Steve Irwin, Crocodile Dundee type stuff. It's a good a video for that. It's not super modern or anything, but it's a documentary about the rattlesnakes that we have here in Eastern Oregon. And I take you real close and up close and personal with some snakes and give you some education on the snakes that we have here in the Pacific Northwest here in America. So check that out and let me know what you think on that. That's actually also another guy. It's based on a true story. I don't want to ruin it for you. The first 15 minutes are a little slow because it's some interviews, but then we actually go out into the field and take you on a snake hunt in the Oregon desert. So check that out. Let's see what else. And then I've also got some real estate ads that I've done for some local realtors throughout the years where I used an old school DJI Phantom 3, I think it was, filmed it with a drone and then made some videos so that people can help sell ranches that are kind of in the middle of nowhere. It's easier to show them a video, but then get them to maybe want to come out and check out the real estate for sale. So check those out. If you like that, let me know. If not, I'll move on to something else. I also have a video on there that is filmed out at the National Association of Rocketry. I think it's called Oregon Rocketry. Anyway, I used to be into model rockets, but these aren't the kind that you buy at your local hobby shop. These ones you have to get a special license to fly and buy the motors for. So I belong to a club that still exists. I just haven't been out there in a few years. It's called Oregon Rocketry. You can check out their website, OregonRocketry.com. Excuse me. And what they do is they launch these really big, expensive rockets out about an hour east of here. So there's a video that I made that I filmed with the drone, and you'll kind of see what that's all about. If you're interested in that, you can go on their calendar on their website, and it shows when all their launches are. Basically during the summer months, spring through fall, they do it once a month out at the site there by Brothers, Oregon. And it's a pretty cool site, as you'll see in the video. So check that out too. Then there's also a video that I've posted called The Ritual. Was a ghost tribute band that I was a singer of for I think about 6 years. That ended just over that almost a year ago now. One of our guitar players had some health issues, and he ended up passing away unexpectedly. So that was kind of when that all came to a halt. And but anyway, the first show that we did, I got some footage of it, and I made a little video on that. If you guys aren't familiar with the band Ghost, You should check them out if you're into 80s hair metal kind of stuff. They kind of do that sort of thing, but it's a newer version of it. And the band's out of Sweden, and they have picked up a lot of momentum in the last few years. They've opened for Metallica, and they've headlined a lot of shows, and they have one of the best live shows you will ever see. They dress up in these crazy costumes, and it's kind of some shock rock. So check that out if you haven't already. Ghost, that's the band. It's probably one of my favorite bands out there. So I played in that 6 years. There's also some other YouTube videos that people have posted of us playing at a local bar in Redmond, Oregon, that has us performing there on Halloween a few years back. So if you look hard enough, you can find that. It's out there somewhere. Let's see what other kind of videos are on here. Let me just check real quick, make sure I'm getting everything. The real estate. Oh, Central Oregon Diving 2015. That was when I first started getting into diving, like really extreme back in those days. So yeah, like 7-8 years ago is when I really started doing a lot of diving and getting into that. So I took a GoPro around and went to a lot of our different sites and filmed, I think, maybe that entire year. And then at the end of the year, I put together that video. So check that out too. That's kind of a fun one. It's got some really good background music that I found from a local artist that turned out pretty good. So there's that. I think that's about it. Other than that, basic stuff. So in the future, I will make some more videos, especially out. My favorite thing to do in the summer is to go out into the desert and go exploring and looking for rattlesnakes and filming and all the wildlife that's out there. There's lots of birds, lizards, snakes, antelope, wild burros. There's all kinds of stuff out there. So maybe this summer I'll start going out and filming some of that and putting it on my channel. So pay attention for those, and I'll try to get some as soon as I can, but the weather's got to get nicer because it's winter here. All right, I'm going to start reading some of these comments and maybe some questions if I see any. You go looking for snake, yeah. Does anybody got any questions about diving, where we dive? Is anybody interested in learning to dive that lives in the area? Like, what do you guys got for me here? Ghost, nice. I see we got some Ghost fans. I'm trying to figure out, how do I stop these? I'm trying to figure out how to slow them down to where I can actually post them. But I can't really figure that out right now.
I got questions for you.
Yeah, go ahead, Josh.
Well, I mean, we spent a lot of time together.
Yeah.
In the past in an RV traveling and stuff, and I've learned a lot about you. But there's a lot of things I don't know about you.
Okay.
Which I could just ask you just
Sure.
as a friend and as you know.
Yeah, go for it.
You're a scuba diver.
Yes.
And how long have you been doing that?
Well, I got certified in 1987 when I lived in Kansas.
Nice.
Wichita, Kansas at the time. But we had to do our open water portion of it in Arkansas at a lake called Beaver Lake, because Kansas doesn't really have lakes that are deep enough to do scuba diving. So we had to drive. And by the way, if you ever get a chance and you're from that part of the country and you're a scuba diver, check out Beaver Lake. It's got some really good dives. The foundations, the water's clear, and there's a lot of places that do guided trips to there off boats. So check that out. So anyway, I got certified in 1987, but then didn't dive for 21 more years after that. And then I would say about 10 years ago is when I started getting back into it, and then just slowly started taking continuing ed classes like advanced open water, got my own gear. Once you have your own gear, then it's easy to do it because it's cheap to go and do it all the time. So, and speaking of learning to scuba dive, I'm actually going to teach Josh to get certified.
Yeah, you are a certified instructor.
Yeah, so I'm an instructor, so I can certify people. And there's a few that may know this. So I certified Doug Bishop, for those of you that know Doug. And then I'm actually going to certify Josh and Carson. And there's possibly a few more that may be joining that class here in about
for open water certification.
Yep, for basic open water certification. So we're going to be doing that in, I think it's the first week in January.
Sweet, yeah.
And I'm gonna insist that Josh makes a behind the scenes video on that too, because that'll be a fun one. So we will keep you posted on that.
Always add more skills. You know, when I was growing up, I loved watching the Discovery Channel, and I loved watching like following a fox around and seeing the pups play and stuff like that.
Oh yeah.
And then sometimes they'd show underwater shots, and I was just like, oh, that's so epic. You see the bubbles, you see the guy in the ocean kicking his fins.
Yeah, it's awesome. Yeah.
And I was like, I've always wanted to be able to film above the water and below the water. So if I get dive certified,
right,
you know,
then we can start making some different style of underwater
and it's,
films.
It's an art and a skill.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
It's so peaceful underwater too. All the sound goes away. You just hear
bubbles, the sound of your breathing. Yeah, it's honestly, I've done a lot. I grew up as a ski racer, and I did sports in high school and stuff. But honestly, once I got into scuba diving, to me personally anyway, I think it's the greatest sport ever invented. And it mixes, modern technology with just the physical ability to put that on and then get underwater. And it's like being in space and being totally weightless. It's a whole nother world. And I know you've tried it before. You took a class.
So back in college, I did 6 years of college, and I didn't get my degree, but I got my A, which was cool. But towards the end of my college career, I started taking more fun classes. I took dancing. I took off the wall soccer, stuff like that. And scuba diving was something they offered. And so I took a scuba diving class based out of California, and we ended up getting trained in the water polo pool, which was 14 feet deep, huge Olympic pool.
Yeah, nice.
It was so epic. Went down there with all our teammates and, or all our classmates. And it was really, really cool. And we ended up going to Bodega Bay and to Monterey Bay and doing 2 dives, which I did and completed and fell in love with. The only thing I wasn't good at college at, which is why I didn't get my degree in college, is because I was never really good at homework. I love things that I'm passionate about, things that, keep my attention. I will do 1,000 miles an hour, which diving was. But when I got back to the classroom, they were like, all right, everybody turn in your dive logs, all your homework, all your sheets. And I was like, what dive logs? Like I missed that class or something, dude. And so I ended up being like, I already went on my scuba diving classes, so I'm just going to cash out there. So this is kind of like a redemption class. That was 12 years ago. So for me, I'm really excited to get refreshed on everything. And if you learn something 12 years ago, it gets some cobwebs get in there. So yeah.
Well, they say, and just for those of you that are maybe wondering, it's not mandatory, but it is recommended. If you haven't gone in the water in over 6 months, they recommend you take a scuba refresher course. Now, I don't know. Again, that's just recommended. There's some people that have dove their whole life and they have thousands of dives under their belt. So if they go 6 months without diving, do they necessarily need to take that? Probably not. But for somebody that's only done it a few times, it's obviously, and the technology changes from time to time too. So it's always good to take, if you don't need it, if you don't want to do a refresher, the other option is to just sign up for a continuing ed class. There's specialty courses in all different types. That let me give you some examples of even the ones that I can teach now: underwater navigator, night diver, dry suit specialty, full face mask, and boat diver. And there's dozens more that you can learn. And then, so if you want to get in the water and you don't want to just waste your money on a scuba review class or whatever, you can always sign up for some continuing ed just to get your skills back and also learn some new skills. Yeah. So I'm looking forward to
Me too,
getting
man.
you guys in the water, and then having some
I'm
more underwater.
I don't want to just stop there, you know.
No, I know.
Yeah.
So
Especially we live so close, man.
I know. So
we got lots of time too.
Yeah. So Josh lives here in
Central Oregon. Give me a light in your face.
Oh, okay.
Let me teach you a little bit. Right there. We
go. Okay. So that's why I got to get the producer over here to get this all looking good. Let's see if we can read. How do we click on to get the comments to like?
Oh, so I had him put QQQ. Let's see. QQQ.
Oh, I see. So you can just slow it down and back up.
Yeah,
read some. If you find a decent question or comment that you want to share, thank you.
Or well, you keep talking, and I'll find you a comment. Yeah. Okay,
cool. So let's see. Let's talk about
Patty or Navi. What's that?
Navi?
Yeah.
I'm Patty. And for those of you who don't know, Patty stands for Professional Association of Diving Instructors. Navi is National Association of Underwater Instructors. They all kind of have something to do with teaching underwater, so that's what that is. But I'm Patty. Nice. Let's see what else. The up and coming videos that I want to do. There might be some more music videos that I'll probably have to get Josh's help on, but I'm just thinking about adding some more content to my page and maybe doing some more live streams. If you guys like these, let me know, and I'll try to do them as often as I can.
Yeah. Like I said, Nick, I got a lot of time right now. If you need my help making videos, we can go rattlesnake hunting.
I know. The problem is the rattlesnakes are all denned up right now.
We could go backcountry skiing.
Yeah, that's true. Yep. So I am a skier. You ski?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, let's do it.
There's, sky's the limit, bro.
All right. Sounds good, man.
Wait, yay, Carson. Is Carson here? I didn't see him. Someone said, yay, Carson. Hey, buddy.
So
we just got to make up questions, man.
Okay. Yeah, you guys can ask questions. Again, some of them I may not be able to answer, and some of them I may be able to. So just let me know. And again, after watching my videos, do you like the snake stuff? Do you like the music videos?
I think we all know what they like.
Yeah.
But we're going to give you what we like as well.
Yes.
And, that's
yeah.
Exploring, outdoors.
Yep. We'll show you some stuff that's local to our area because that's easily accessible. And we've also talked about doing some road trips to get some behind the scenes of some other stuff that we'll give you some info on that when the time is right.
Yeah.
So there are plans of stuff moving forward.
And friends.
Yep. Absolutely.
That we want to collaborate with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
including our bud Carson. And Carson's going to help me. I was actually filming my own little behind the scenes of my house video today when Nick went live for his first part 1 live stream. And I was like, oh, Nick's live. I'm going to take a break. I was literally filming a video at my house. And then I rushed over here to help him for part 2 because he needed it. That's why his picture is so good.
How do we click on that one right there?
But I'm actually going to see if I can use Carson to help me build a little live stream spot in my garage somewhere I can, if not just play video games with Carson, or we could maybe even have some kind of talk show, or just so we can collaborate and have an opportunity to do so. I know our buddy Doug has his own little podcast station at his house. So then we could just call each other up, have a video like this. It is nice because Nick and I are so close, so we could be in the same screen together. But Carson's over there in Utah and want to be able to, cross borders very easily. So I'm going to be building out my own little studio in my garage, which I was going to make a video about. You'll see that in the future, though.
I'm reading a couple of comments and questions here. I'll try to answer. One is from Jade Mako, I think is how you say it. Jade is asking, do you have people with asthma dive in lakes or no diving if respiratory issues? I want to say on that is that, for one, I'm not a doctor, so I can't give advice on what you should do or what you shouldn't do with health issues. That is specifically something you would probably need to go and get a note from your doctor before you dive. Now, when you sign up for a class, we make you fill out a medical statement, And if you answer certain questions, that yes, I have these asthma issues, then it is required that you actually do go to a doctor and they have to sign a note saying you're okay to get in the water. So hopefully that answers your question. I can't remember who asked the next question. Somebody was asking about, do you certify amputees, or maybe asking if you had any desire to. And yes, I do. I have not certified amputees yet, but I do have the desire to learn to do that. There is a specialty course for that, and it's called adaptive learning. And that's learning how to teach somebody that has an amputated limb or some sort of disability. So you have to teach them in an alternate way to do the same sport. So hopefully that answers those questions for you.
Awesome.
Yeah. So let's see.
There's a lot of questions coming in the chat that I've already answered on my personal channel and page. If you want to go over there after this and check out some of my community posts. Otherwise, we are here to hang out, talk to you about Nick. We're trying to build his page from the start. I know he's had it in the past, but this is a fresh beginning, and we're here to try to give Nick some watch time hours, some support, and it'll only get better from here. As you saw from part 1 to part 2, we got a little bit better.
Big improvement.
So the next video is going to be epic.
Yeah, and on that note too, I will be doing one thing that I want to do, because I like watching these videos too, is maybe once a week I will do some demonstrations on newer dive equipment, or I will be talking about a specific thing. Like I just got for example, I just got this new item, and what this is, I won't bore you too much because I don't know how many of you are divers, but as you can see, this right here, this is an attachment for a BCD that replaces your low pressure inflator hose fitting. This is how you dump air and fill air into your BCD, but this actually replaces it. This is also your alternate air source. So if you replace this into your BCD, now that yellow extra air thing, you can get rid of that. And now this does both.
Nice.
So the reason I got this is because most of the diving that I was doing can sometimes get dangerous.
Yeah.
And with a lot of tangle options, I'm trying to streamline, and we've talked about this before.
Yeah, I think that we could just mention that just for a second. The difference between a wetsuit versus a dry suit.
Sure.
And one of the things that I noticed about a dry suit is just kind of how bulky it is. Correct. And then also with a full face mask, which has its own issues, which
sure,
which takes a certain specialty, the dive course to learn full face, has communication wires and stuff.
Right.
And so with that, everything you can eliminate gets more safe.
Yep.
Yeah.
So the more you can streamline yourself in the water, the more, a couple things. It's safer. You'll use less air because you won't be as bulky, and you'll have less resistance going through the water. And so that way you're not
working more agile. You can reach things.
So it's just, it's one of those things. Once you start fine tuning your diving skills, trying to get more streamlined in your entire setup, that's what you want to do. And that's kind of what that is. So in the future, like I say, and I'll do some live streams or some videos, and I'll specifically talk about diving equipment. I might even do some live streams or some videos from out on the boat in the lakes.
Yeah, that's a pretty cool boat. Yeah.
I mean, so there's a lot of options here. So I just, again, thank you everybody for checking out my channel. I know this is brand new for myself as far as like doing live streams, but I noticed, like I said earlier on in this, that after seeing how many people were watching just that short video that I posted yesterday, I thought, well, wow, maybe I should, maybe there's people that are interested in some of the stuff that I know. And if I can pass on some useful information to people, I'm all about it. So not only entertainment, but also for educational purposes as well. Yeah. So that's kind of what the goal is here.
I know for myself too, if I am able to create my own little studio, I can talk about cameras, talk about, setting things up, talk about, skills, stories, in addition to, the content you guys are already used to on my personal channel, which is like behind the scenes type funny stuff. which I have plenty of that to share. But I know Carson, he really loves doing, live streaming his video games that he plays on the PC. And he has a really cool setup, really cool background and everything. So I kind of want to be able to collaborate with him in the future. So,
Absolutely,
yeah,
Carson.
I think we could build you get you a nice little camera, dude.
Yeah, I probably should. I'm gonna have to
we're off to a
upgrade.
good start.
I'm gonna have to upgrade, but you got to start somewhere, right? So let's see if you want to try to scroll through here and find
capital Q's.
You can find something. I'll keep talking about stuff. Let's see. We can also talk about music. You guys want to talk about music? We got Josh is a musician as well.
Not a musician.
Well, he kind of plinks around. I haven't
I
played
just
the
played
guitar
for my
in a while,
daughter.
but so we can talk about what kind of music you guys like. I'll turn you on to the music that I like. Nice.
This is a nice guitar, dude.
No, that is a good one. I need to wipe that down.
But it's in tune. You know how you know?
Well, I know. That's why. What I've found with guitars is if you spend a decent amount of money on them, they stay in tune. Like you buy the cheap ones, you got to tune them every time. Can you give us a
little finger pick in or something?
I don't know. Do you have the pick on you?
Yeah.
It's been a while.
Let's see if I can duplicate that. Ready?
Yeah, good for it. Nice. Maybe we could do some live music sometime.
Yeah.
So we'll practice some songs,
right?
and then we'll click live, go live, and then we'll just play some music.
We got to do it on my good camera, or at least get that set up for live.
Well, yeah, we could also do it over at your studio too, however you want to do it. So we got that option too. Oh yeah, and I got this.
They're all clapping. Thank you.
Thank you. So did I ever show you this, Josh?
Wow.
This was for the rattlesnake Rinn deal that I set up.
Dude.
It's more of a conversation piece, but for the rattlesnake hunting videos, I know it's almost a little too much.
Shake it?
Probably not, because I put epoxy on the rattles.
Oh, gotcha.
This was kind of like, you got to remember, this is a guy. I'm a person that was influenced by watching Crocodile Dundee, Steve Irwin, that kind of thing. So this was my rattlesnake Rinn custom hat that I just recently put together.
Yeah, that's something good.
Yeah.
What about that? Is that real?
No, this is just a glass figurine rattlesnake that my buddy Justin gave me for my birthday years ago.
Now, when you go rattlesnake searching or hunting, are you hurting them or just looking at them?
Most of the time we are just filming them, taking pictures and that sort of thing, trying to get an epic picture as possible. In the past, I have hunted them for, we eat them.
Oh, they're already edible?
Yeah. Oh yeah. It tastes actually really good. You don't get a ton of meat from them, but they taste like chicken wings.
Yeah.
So,
wow.
Yeah, we've eaten them. And then of course, there's also I don't know where it is, somewhere. I have a snake skin.
Oh, there's something hanging.
Oh, that's not. But there is I don't remember where I put it. But anyway, we used to keep the hides and make like hat bands and wallets, watch bands and that sort of thing. But I haven't done that in years. I more go out to try to get the most epic video shots or close-ups of them, striking the camera. Yeah. People love that kind of stuff.
Oh, a future video maybe we could do. Go looking for elk or something. I've actually never been hunting.
Oh, really?
I have a 22, which I'm pretty good at shooting cans, but I've never been hunting.
I'll take you out there. So yeah,
I've also been interested in shooting a bow and arrow. I did that when I was a kid, just a little toy one, but those are fun.
Yeah, those are fun.
Just ideas if you want to hang out.
Yeah, absolutely, for sure. I like
clicking around. Or something.
Yep, 22s are my favorite because for one, they're lightweight. Yeah, the ammo's cheap, and you can plink around with them.
Yeah, and they shoot true too.
Oh yeah, no, they're fun. That's a good way to practice with an open sight 22. So, yeah, what else can we do? We got. Oh yeah, let's look at these comments. Ideas. Wow, we
I
got
mean,
pretty
you
consistent.
can hunt something with a camera, guys. Oh, okay. I got a story I want to tell.
Okay, cool. Let's hear it.
So, a lot of inspiration in my life came from a movie that I watched when I was probably 14, called Born to Be Wild, or Wild America. Wild America.
Yes.
With Marty Stauffer.
Oh, that's right. We were talking about this.
Yeah, and who's the other guy? The guy from Tool Time, Home Improvement.
I don't.
The son. I forgot what his name is. Anyways, this movie called
Wild America.
Wild America. These brothers go out on this. These brothers buy this camera and they go out looking for animals, and they end up, making like a documentary about it. It's a really, really cool movie. They end up going all the way across the country, finding bears, finding snakes, finding wolves, and it was really inspiring for me as a 14-year-old. And it actually led me to build out a van and travel the States with my wife, which ended up, we made also epic movies about us traveling. And we went to Canada, saw our own wildlife and the caribou and antelope and moose. So traveling and just walking in the woods and looking at stuff, and even looking at birds and stuff, like,
Oh yeah,
it's really cool and really epic, especially in Oregon. So beautiful out here in the high desert, as you were saying.
Oh yeah, I've seen that movie too. That's based on the show, like you said, Marty. Yeah, Wild America with Marty Stauffer.
Yeah.
But the movie was a great one.
It was
Like
great
in the beginning, the kids, didn't they go into a cave to get pictures of bears, and they woke up or something? Now, who knows if that
the graphics aren't that good, but it's a great story.
Oh yeah,
dude.
no, it is.
It's inspiring.
That's a funny one.
Yeah.
Let's see. It's probably a little difficult trying to keep up with the chat. Yeah, sorry.
We just gave up on chat.
Well, no, I mean it's good and all, and I actually appreciate it. Let's see, what's this say? I have another question.
Nick, are you single? So you keep your options open.
I have been seeing a girl, but
nice.
That's about all I want to get into that. Let's see. Any cave diving? No, Kelly. That is not something that's on my list. I've snorkeled a cave. That reminds me of a story. Here in Oregon, out east of here, I don't know if I've ever told you this story. We have a cave called the Malheur Cave. And it's it's maybe an hour and a half. That's about an hour east of Burns, Oregon. Malheur Cave is owned by, you guys can Google this and check it out. It's pretty cool. It's owned by the Freemasons. Yeah, let that sink in. Owned by the Freemasons. And what it has down there, when you first go into it and it opens up into this big cavern, there is a set of bleachers on the right and like a stage. You can see where they have put, it's old, but there's conduit going across where they used to have lights. So I don't know if they were doing like some underground weird rituals with this. Like it looks really weird. You can, again, Google it if you want. But when you go past that and you go another quarter mile down there, there's an underground lake. And this cave is filled with water. And you can snorkel it or take a raft. And you can,
like pitch black down there?
Yeah, it's a cave. But the water fills up to about halfway in the cave.
That sounds terrifying.
It's awesome. And so my buddy Chris and I went and snorkeled it a couple years ago.
How do you see?
You have to take dive lights, just like going in any cave.
Yeah.
But the cool part is the water is crystal clear spring water. So I got footage of it somewhere. It didn't turn out that great because
how far is that
from here?
Yeah.
3 hours.
3 hours.
3 hour drive. It's pretty sweet.
But
I've heard they've
future episode.
Trust me, I want to go back. But the logistics of it are tough because it's in the middle of nowhere. So you have to take camping gear because it's too far to just go and come back.
That still sounds fun.
Yeah, no, it's awesome.
It sounds amazing.
So we snorkeled all the way to the back of it, and then where the cavern came down, you could have kept going if you had dive gear. Where it was like I looked and it was like maybe 10 or 15 feet of rock, and then it opened back up. And I've talked to a cave diver that's actually dove it, and he said, "Oh yeah, it's a piece of cake. You could almost snorkel the whole thing." And so I want to go back with dive gear and go as far as I can.
That sounds fun
because it's a cavern. You can always come to the surface.
Yeah.
You just have to remember which way, because if you get disoriented, that way looks the same as this way.
Oh yeah.
So when you get ready to come out,
that's why the compass work is
right.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Did you know that I got for 2 minutes.
2 minutes. This guy right here.
He asked about it and improved it. Yeah.
Okay, what do we got here? Wow, I missed out on the beginning. Just saw this on the 2-page. We'll get caught up.
I got to go to recent.
Okay, let's go to the.
It's gonna go fly by watch.
I know. Geez, sorry, people.
I'm sorry, guys. Also, if you really have a burning question and if you put it in the regular comments after this video ends, it also helps Nick, because the more comments, the live chat helps as well, but the more regular comments on the video means more people will see this pop up on their feed who maybe aren't online right now. So the more views that Nick gets on this video, the more watch hours he will get on his page, which will help him be a creator. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Thank you, Josh, for filling that in right there. Nick and Josh road trip. Yeah, there could be. You just stay tuned on that. That's right. Rinn Can 2 2024. Nice. That could be our joint page. Rinn Can 2. Oh yeah, hit that like thing. Thank you for saying that.
The like thing, yeah.
The thumbs up deal. Yep. Okay, we're just going through here, trying to find some questions that I can answer.
You know what we can start doing together?
Yeah, what's that?
Just for fun? Not for fun, but off camera. We could go to the gym.
I know. Yeah, we both have memberships to Planet Fitness.
Planet Fitness, let's go.
I know. I need to. I've been slacking the last.
Yeah.
week,
So I recently put out a video of me doing push-ups. I don't know if you guys see the behind the scenes stuff, but in addition to that, we also stopped at Planet Fitnesses a lot on our road trips together with Nick, and it was really, really nice. We're sporting a nice color. It was really, really nice to kind of spread out and go into the gym and work out and clear your mind. And I think working out is a really good way.
it's a good stress reliever, and it's like physical therapy, I think.
And we could do it together, man.
Yeah, no, we should. But the problem is, I think the time that I go.
What time do you go?
I go at like
I can adapt.
5:30 in the morning.
5:30
Okay,
sounds
because
good.
I like to get it done before it gets crowded. But
Yeah, my daughter wakes up at like 6:45. So maybe I can
there you
sneak
go.
away,
there you
come
go,
back,
and then it's already done for the day.
Yeah.
It's a good idea. Okay, well,
I'm a
in.
night owl though.
I know. I learned that when I was on the road trying to sleep. And you and Carson
But
were
I
always
could be
queuing
both.
up.
I could be a night owl and an early bird. I
Okay.
don't need to sleep.
Let's see. Can't wait to see your guys' next chapter. It'll be great. Thanks, Ash. Oh, Dive Talk asked a question. Oh yeah,
Dive talk.
I know. I got to look into that. If you're on there, Dive Talk, I got an email from you, I think earlier. I apologize if I haven't responded to everybody's emails that have came in over the last almost 24 hours, I guess now. There's a lot of them, so I'm going through them one at a time, and I will at least respond that I saw the email, and I thank everybody for doing that. It really means a lot to me that everybody's thoughts are there and rooting for us, so that we really appreciate that.
Yeah,
it's awesome.
But, it's good to have friends.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So where one door closes, another opens. That's kind of my saying. So anyway, what do we got here, everyone?
Do you want me to go moderate this, or do you want to?
Oh no, we can keep going. I don't care. We're basically, I want to go for about another 8 minutes, and then I got to take care of some errands. So if anybody has any questions again about
three big old Q's that kind of pops up in the chat, a little easier for us to see.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Oh, somebody's watching from New Zealand. That's awesome. I would learn how to swim, but every time my face hits the water, I automatically inhale no matter what. Any suggestions? This is Monica Nelson.
I used to be
Go
a swim
ahead.
teacher.
Yes, go.
So a little background of me. When I was 16, I started as a lifeguard and teaching kids how to swim. And I turned out to be really good at it. I did it for about 10 years. And then I ended up teaching more kids how to teach other kids how to swim. I was an instructor of swim instruction. And then I taught people CPR. Like I had a whole aquatics background. Point of the story is if you're looking for advice on how to learn how to swim, the first step, in my opinion, is getting comfortable with putting your face underwater, which is difficult, which starts with goggles. You want to first put goggles on, because putting your face underwater with no goggles on is uncomfortable. Water goes in your eyes, you can't see. Goggles on, you go underwater, boom, easy. Things are crystal clear. This is how I teach kids. I say, we can look at the steps, look at our, look underwater. Next step is blowing bubbles out of your nose. And that helps regulate, your ears. Later in life, as you learn more about going underwater, you need to regulate your ears. You need to blow air, and so you control your breathing, control your air, and it all starts with going underwater with just your face. And I think a big part of not knowing how to swim and learning is overcoming the fear. And if you just, sit in a hot tub or something with a pair of goggles and, just put your face under it, that's a great start. Hopefully that helps.
Nice. No, that was good.
Yeah.
There you go. Okay, here we go. Nick, have you ever gone so deep that you had to decompress on the way up or in one of those chambers? This is from Cambry. So to answer your question on that, no, I have not. So what I do, or what most people do, is called recreational scuba diving. What recreational scuba diving means is that you're going in such a manner that you don't have to decompress. So there's a couple things. You can't go deeper than 130 feet. You have to only ascend at a certain rate, and you can only be down at certain depths for a certain amount. If you follow those rules, you'll never have to decompress. You can go to what's called tech diving, where you actually learn to do decompression stop divings or decompression dives. You can learn to do that, where you can go down, and depending on the level, you can learn to dive down to like 300 feet. I have a buddy two buddies that just took their Tech 1 class, and I kind of want to take that now too, to start learning the theory behind diving deeper, longer, and then doing decompression stops. But no, I have not. Luckily, to end up in a chamber, that means something really went south on your dive. You made a big mistake, or just there was something that happened beyond your control. So hopefully that answers your question there.
Nice.
Yeah, boy, they're coming in fast. Thanks everybody for all your comments. I'm sorry if I don't get to all of you.
Yeah, there's certain things we're not trying to talk about on here, obviously, so that's why we're ignoring a lot of questions. But if you are looking for information, I have put out a lot on my own page over there. This live stream is more about just hanging out with me and Nick, and just getting to know Nick and trying to build his channel. So apologize if we seem like we're ignoring him. We're just trying to stay on topic and stay focused.
Yep. So this is from Kaz. Hi guys from Australia. Do you both own the equipment you used with your previous job, or do you now have to buy all your own diving and camera equipment? Yes and no. That is a good question. What some of the stuff that I used was provided to me, but I also have all my own equipment, and probably more than the guy should. But when you get to my level of being an instructor, you have quite the collection of variety of different dry suits, wetsuits, BCDs, tanks, weights. I mean, all that stuff. Yes, I have all my own gear. As far as the camera equipment, Josh can answer that. He has his own camera.
I have a single camera and a single lens and a laptop, and I've been rocking that with my behind the scenes channel. I don't have a drone. I mean, not really. And I'm limited. I'm very limited with what I have and what I can create. However, I do have my own videography company, and I make do with what I have for that. So I can make nice content. I have to get creative with the tools that I have.
Nice, good answer.
But I have had access to really epic tools in the past that I will not have access to at the moment.
Okay, this is a question from a guy named Cade Pig. He says, Nick, can you tell us how you always look so cute? Yes, Cade, I can. And what it is it's shave every day and use wax. on this. Okay, you see how the light is shining off this? It's wax. Okay, buddy. Thanks.
Nice. A little wink.
Let's see. Yeah.
Nice. You're about to hit your goal of an hour.
Bam.
we
Nice.
made it.
All right. Cool.
Thanks for being here.
Yeah. And yeah, I got to run some errands, but thanks everybody. I appreciate it. Hopefully you enjoyed seeing us from a different perspective, and maybe we answered some questions that hopefully helped you out there, and we gave you something to look forward to. There is going to be some more videos coming out. Obviously we don't have exact dates on them, but again, if you haven't yet, subscribe to Josh's channel. He's got a variety of videos that are awesome. So check out Josh Can Too and subscribe. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, please do give me some support. I'm trying to see if this thing will have any momentum. And the more momentum it has, the more videos I'll bring to you and the better they will be. So thanks again, everybody, for your support. I appreciate it. I will respond to all your emails, but be patient because I got a lot to go through. So thanks again.
I am going to help Nick build a bio on his YouTube page, and we will try to put some links in there that you guys have been requesting. If you go to my page, I also have links in my own bio on my own personal YouTube channel. Some links you've been requesting are there. We're going to build you some here in a second.
Cool. Thank you. You guys have a good day, and we'll see you on the next one.
Bye. Hit end right there, and then we're done. Boom.